So this came across my TikTok this morning, and I've been stewing on it all afternoon. I just wanted to get this out here, share it with our little community we've got, and kind of get your thoughts on this take here. So Sid Seixeiro, formerly of Tim and Sid on Sportsnet, now of Breakfast Television, did not mince words when discussing the 8-1 blown lead Game 2 of the wild card against the Seattle Mariners. I just need some help digesting this. Of course, it's a hot take, but we all love hot takes, right? That's why we're here. Let's get into what Sid had to say.
It was one of the most embarrassing sports moments this city has ever seen, and that's saying something.
So far, he's not wrong.
I believe you have to make a major change inside the clubhouse or with the manager or even up top above all of them.
Okay, so let's start with above all of them at the top. Mark Shapiro not going anywhere. He is going to be steering this organization through renovations this offseason at the Rogers Center. Potentially a new stadium down the road. We'll see. He's not going anywhere. He is above baseball in terms of this Blue Jays organization. So that non-starter. Ross Atkins not going anywhere anytime soon either. Changes within the clubhouse. We don't know if John Schneider's back or not yet. Ross Atkins at the press conference yesterday, you all know what he said. We've talked about it already. So where does this leave us? Changes within this roster. A shakeup this offseason. Do we think that this team has what it takes to get it done, or does a big shift need to happen? Let's get into it.
When something like that happens. Because if you don't, you give the impression to the room that that's okay.
Oh, I hate that he's right. I hate that he's right about this.
The Toronto Maple Leafs will
Oh, get that. Oh, we don't want the Maple Leafs in the same sentence as the Blue Jays, do we? I can't even.
never win a cup with this core because they have been led to believe no one in the dressing room changes when stuff like this happens.
So, there you go. He's making a point about the Leafs. Young core, similarity to the Blue Jays. Early exits from playoffs. They have not really gone on a deep playoff run, despite the talent in that dressing room. Everybody's safe. That is a very dangerous atmosphere to be creating in your clubhouse.
And that's a problem. And the Jays have a real opportunity here to nip that in the bud. You have to shake that room and let them know that is unacceptable. If you're up 8-1 at home in a playoff series.
Oh, Sid. Why you got to re-say that, man? Oh, that's hard. Gives me heartburn just thinking about how true what he's saying is. Up 8-1 at home in the 5th inning of a playoff game. We could point fingers to like 10 different incidents in that game, which means it was a collective team effort. That was a massive collapse.
This team's now lost 8 of their last 9 playoff games.
That's a stat. 8 of their last 9 playoff games dating back to 2016. I know the 2015-2016 team is a different team than this Blue Jays team is today. That's still not a good number.
Dating back to like 2016. You have to send a message to that room that no mas. That's not happening again. And if it continues to happen, we're trading guys. That had to go another way. That was embarrassing. And unless there are real consequences in that room, I'm serious, you're going to be the Leafs.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, so you can see why I've been stewing on this all afternoon. This TikTok here, this clip from Breakfast Television, Sid Seixeiro, does not make me feel good. I'm just having a hard time arguing with what he's saying. So please, in the comments, let me know. Sid's out to lunch. Make me feel a little bit better here, but maybe we can get a dialogue going and come to terms with the fact that that was an embarrassing loss. And do heads need to roll, or are we good with the core we've got? And we're just going to bank on everybody learning from this and taking a step forward next year. I think that's personally, I know I don't speak for Scott, but that feels like a dangerous place to be in, where we're going to just go into next year with the same core, hope that everybody takes a step forward and we all learn from this.
And you're going to be allowed to believe that's okay. The Jays are not a serious team, and the Leafs are not a serious team. You need serious players to get through situations. Kawhi was a serious player.
Kawhi Leonard, Toronto Raptors, they have a championship to show for it.
That's why they won. And he dragged people with him. I'm really concerned at that Saturday.
So there you go. Are we, as a Blue Jays team, missing our Kawhi Leonard? I think that was the intention behind bringing in George Springer, a guy that's been there, done that, can put this team on his back, get stuff done. He played 133 games for us this year. Load management, call it what you will. He's not getting any younger. He is supposed to be our Kawhi Leonard to drag this team with him deep in the playoffs. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm really torn on this. I know I was texting with Scott, and he says, I just don't agree with this reasoning. Hard, serious guys are built through a series of heartbreaking events. You don't get hard-nosed veterans without them growing through some shite. This team has been organically hardened after this wild card series. This changes Vlad and Bo for the better. They're still under 25. That's my text with Scott Belford. He's not wrong, but also I was kind of hoping we had enough hardening after the way last season ended. We all remember game 162 of the season, missing out on the playoffs by one game. I spent all offseason convincing myself that Bo and Vlad were going to both take a step forward. We were going to not let so many wins get away from us during the season, because we learned our lesson way last year ended. Apparently not. So I'm scared. I think heads need to roll. Scott doesn't necessarily agree with me. Maybe he does. We'll get into this more tomorrow. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this.
We really appreciate all of you within the walk-off community. This thing continues to grow and become an animal of its own. It's a little bit overwhelming, but honestly, we love talking Blue Jays baseball and all the interaction that you folks are involved with us. Thank you so much. Discord, feel free to join it. That is always free. The show, or the link is in the show notes. You can follow us on Twitter at Walk Off Podcast, on Instagram, the Walk Off Podcast. And if you are watching on YouTube currently and you're not subscribed, we'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. All the best, everybody. Cheers.